Today's little video is all about getting you to think outside the box and getting to think outside the box in a literal way as well. So a really nice example of getting you to do this and to see it in physical form almost is to show you this with this lovely little 9-point box. Now, I would ask you, how many lines or how few lines can you draw on a box like this? You can pause the video if you want and go and have a play and then come back and see. But how many lines would it take to connect every single dot in this box so that they're all connected to a line? And you would probably come back with something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 lines. That's your absolute minimum number of lines that you can connect those dots to each other. So if I was to tell you that you can actually do it in 4 lines, maybe you'd be interested in finding out how we do that. So I'm going to scoot this little thing forwards, and there we have a freshly prepared box for you. So what do we do with this? We start from here and we come down. We start from there and we go across. We then cut through those lines and we do one more line going down like that, and that gives us 4 lines which connects all of the dots together. Now, the thing to remember is that I never asked you to stay within the realms of the smaller box, but you automatically will most likely have done that because that's what we would kind of naturally do as human beings, because we tend to not think outside the box a lot of the time. We tend to look at our constraints and we think, right, we need to fit within that, we need to fit within that box, and that's what we need to do, and that's how we need to function from that. But what I'm trying to get you to think now is to think outside the box and to consider, what are you missing within your own business and with the things that you're doing because you're stuck working within certain constraints? You know, is there something that you could be doing with your promotional materials, with your branding, with every aspect of your business that would get you looking outside of the box, but, you know, breaking through those barriers and those constraints and actually being very creative with the things that you're doing and coming up with something a little bit different, a little bit out there. You know, I promote constraining the business in certain senses in terms of finding a niche for your business, or at least in terms of finding a niche for your marketing and promotion, because that makes it much easier to be effective with your marketing and your branding and everything else, because you are targeting a specific person. But just because you are working within constraints that you set yourself, or maybe you've got constraints with the industry that you're in, or whatever it may be like that, just because you're working within those constraints doesn't mean that you can't be creative, and it doesn't mean that you can't think outside the box. So my task for you today is to ask yourself, am I thinking outside the box? Is there something that I'm missing? What else can I do that can break through these constraints and make my business more interesting, my brand more interesting, and my life more interesting? You know, have fun. It's about having fun, pushing your boundaries and exploring new ideas. So think outside the box, have fun today, and I would love to hear the things that you've been thinking about and the action steps that you've been taking. So please comment below and let me know all the fun stuff that you've been doing and what you felt about this video. So to find out more branding tips and inspiration, you can visit brandkitchen.co.uk, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Toodle pip.